Our sacred text for today is it's a story about transition. There is a changing of the guard taking place. There is a transfer of power being executed. There's a new Pharaoh in Egypt who the Bible tells us knew Joseph not. In other words, this new Pharaoh was not a big fan of the Jewish nation. Unlike his predecessor, the Pharaoh before him, who favored Joseph and his Jewish brothers and sisters, this new Pharaoh didn't show the Jewish nation any love at all. In fact, this new Pharaoh was frustrated and aggravated because everywhere he turned, there was more Israelites in Egypt than there were Egyptians. He didn't love the fact that most of the folk in Egypt didn't look like him. He didn't like this. So he knew that he had to do something about it. He was hell bent, in fact, to do something about it. Now, he didn't pass legislation to have the Jews deported, and he didn't build or propose to build a great wall at the border to keep the Jews out. What he did do was decree that the Israelites be shackled by the bondage of slavery. This deplorable plot was designed primarily to decelerate the growth of the Jewish nation. But the harder the Egyptians worked God's people, the more they enslaved God's people, the stronger God's people got. The longer Pharaoh oppressed them, the more prolific they became. The more they were marginalized and dehumanized, the more fertile the Israelites grew. When Pharaoh saw that slavery wasn't working, when Pharaoh saw that his shackles and chains couldn't control God's people, he ordered the murder of their baby boys. Pharaoh legalized the murder of Israelite baby boys. In other words, Pharaoh told all the Egyptians it's all right to kill all the baby boys that don't look like us. Pharaoh told the midwives, if you get a Hebrew woman on your birth stool and she delivers a bouncing baby boy, you ought to kill that Hebrew baby. But Pharaoh overestimated his power and underestimated the power of motherly love. Now, the good book tells us that the midwives decided to defy the power of Pharaoh and decided instead to demonstrate the power of motherly love. Motherly love was moving and making a way for Moses while he was yet in his mother's womb. If it had not been for motherly love, the demonstration of motherly love by these midwives, Moses would have been killed as soon as he was born.